All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Like Tinubu, Peter Obi would have removed fuel subsidy, brought hardship if he was president, former senatorial aspirant, Princess Oniru. Now, first of all, this update shows that Peter Obi is the biggest problem of the ruling party APC, because you will never hear them say this about Atiku. It is always Peter Obi would have done the same thing that Tinubu is doing, because they know that that is where hope is. But just to clear it, because they try to use that line to blackmail Peter Obi, so each time they bring it up, we will come up and call a spade a spade. What Peter Obi said about subsidy was that there is corruption in the subsidy regime, and that corruption has to be probed. He even gave a straight example. He said 10 cargoes can drop on Nigerian sea supposedly carrying petrol, but only 4 will actually be carrying petrol, and Nigeria will pay subsidy on all 10, meaning that they have cheated us on 6. He said, so the actual subsidy has to be determined. We will now see if we can actually just pay 50% and remove the other 50%, or even pay the subsidy. The truth is that when Peter Obi said subsidy has to be removed, he was talking about the corruption in subsidy that has made subsidy the singular thing that is gulping like half of the national budget. So if Peter Obi was the one at ASO, things would have been completely different. Now, let us look at the top stories. The Southwest Nigeria is on fire. Senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has lashed out at the Tinubu government, saying that the government has completely wiped off the middle class. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that, Yoruba groups came together and began to tell Tinubu to forget about ASO Rock in 2027. They said poverty and insecurity have taken over the Southwest. They said he had failed woefully, and that the people will no longer give him their votes. His own region is now heavily divided against him, opening him up for a disastrous defeat. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video.
To make the following pronouncements on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Am I allowed to continue? OON National Honors for Team. OON National Honors for Team, Coach and Technical Team. $100,000 for each player. It's not yet over. There are other goodies coming. $50,000 for coach and technical team, each member. And wait for the final icing on the cake. 1 plot each for players, coach, and technical team.
You saw that. $100,000 given to each member of the Tigress, that is the Nigerian female basketball team, for clinching a 5th consecutive title at the just concluded African Women's Basketball Tournament. Ladies have really done well. Few days ago, they gave $100,000 each to each member of the Super Falcons for clinching the 10th title, and that was for female football. $100,000 flying around. That is about 153 million naira for each person. Now, these young ladies have done very well. They have represented Nigeria and they have made Nigeria proud. Nobody has a problem with the ladies. But what we are saying is this: just about the time when these ladies were being received, we saw this update. Angry retired soldiers barricaded the finance ministry in protest over the government's failure to pay their entitlements. Soldiers are being denied their entitlements. Teachers, primary school teachers and secondary school teachers under the government's payroll are being treated like slaves. Civil servants are being given peanuts. There is poverty all over the country, and you are handing out $100,000 to people who played football and played basketball. They did well, no doubt, but that is clearly on the high side. There is nothing anybody can say about this, and it only shows wastage in governance. If you can do this for the footballers and the basketballers, I wonder what the senators are doing. I wonder what the Gbajabia Millers and the George Akumes of this world are doing behind closed doors. This tells you how the subsidy removal funds are being spent. The people are buying petrol 1,000 naira when they can buy for 190 naira. You removed subsidy, and these are the things you do with the monies. This is a disaster, to say the least. And this should give everybody a glimpse of what is happening to the treasury, a glimpse of what is happening to our money, to our resources behind closed doors. And this is why I keep saying that if the APC is allowed in the office beyond 2027, they will destroy this country to the point that even 10 years of good leadership will struggle to fix it. If Nigeria does not end the APC will end Nigeria. Now, let us look at the top stories. The Southwest is on fire. First is that angry reaction, angry outburst coming from senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, against the Tinubu administration, saying that he has wiped out the middle class with his obnoxious policies. And next is that big one coming from Yoruba groups, telling Tinubu to forget about ASO Rock in 2027. They said ASO Rock does not belong to his family. Let's start by taking that update from Femi Falana. Look at how the papers reported it. Falana: Tinubu's harsh economic policies have erased the middle class. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has slammed Bola Tinubu's economic reforms, saying they have wiped out Nigeria's middle class and plunged millions into deeper poverty. Falana, speaking on Politics Today on Channels Television on Monday, said the administration's harsh neoliberal policies are responsible for the worsening economic hardship faced by the majority of Nigerians. I have seen Tinubu ask APC governors to wet the ground more, but as far as the masses are concerned, things are getting tougher by the day, he said. Most Nigerians cannot afford 3 square meals a day. The middle class has been wiped out. Falana, a senior advocate of Nigeria, criticized the government's privatization agenda, describing it as contradictory to the fight against income inequality. You cannot be addressing income inequality in a country while handing over the nation's resources to a few people in the name of privatization, he added. You heard that. Now, I brought the opinion of Femi Falana here because Femi Falana is from the Southwest. So whatever he says cannot be given an ethnic coloration, because that is what the APC is falling to. Religion and tribe. They have no other way to go. Falana is mirroring the exact sentiment of Southwest Nigeria as we speak. The middle class has been wiped out. People in the Southwest are suffering. They can no longer feed. They have not seen this level of suffering before. And that is why the people are coming out to say that enough is enough. Tinubu has gone from a hero to a villain in Southwest Nigeria. And on the issue of privatization, I said it here, Tinubu is just selling Nigeria out to his cronies. They have privatized the State House Clinic. They are moving to privatize the refineries. There is no way they will ever sell any government property to anybody who is not a Tinubu crony. And that is why the APC must be sent out of office in 2027, so that whatever trick, whatever falsification of documents, whatever gimmick they use now to take over government property will be overturned when they are kicked out of office. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to this update by Femi Falana, that report from Yoruba groups began making the rounds. Look at how the papers reported it. Yoruba Union lambasts Tinubu over hardship, insecurity. ASO Rock, not your family house. Forget about 2027. The Yoruba socio-cultural group Ìgbìmọ̀ Májẹ̀kóbàjẹ́ Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, also known as the Yoruba Union, has criticized Bola Tinubu's administration over the escalating insecurity and worsening economic hardship in the country. In a statement issued on Monday by its convener, Olusola Badero, and released by the Home Director, Princess Balogun, the union accused the Tinubu-led government of neglecting its core responsibilities to the people, declaring that ASO Rock is not his family house. Families can barely afford food, and our schools are emptying out as parents struggle to meet basic needs. What hope is left for the common man? People voted for leadership, not monarchy. It is time for the government to stop behaving as though the presidency is a family inheritance. Imagine a country where people live from hand to mouth. Kidnappers demanded a ransom, initially 100 million naira, which was later reduced to 20 million. Yet the victims could only manage to raise 5 million. They were eventually released in Ikere Ekiti, Ekiti State, last Wednesday night after the kidnappers collected the 5 million naira and some food items, the union said. The union described the situation as unfortunate, criticizing the Tinubu-led government, which had promised to tackle insecurity during the campaign but has so far failed. Yoruba Union added that insecurity in the southwest has worsened significantly. According to the union, Tinubu should not bother contesting the 2027 elections, stating that his track record has proven he is incapable of managing the affairs of Nigeria, contrary to the promises he made before getting to ASO Rock. Bola Tinubu should understand by now that ASO Rock is not his family home. Nigerians are tired of his gimmicks. His economic policies have crippled businesses and sent many to their early graves. People in the southwest have not felt any positive impact from his leadership. Instead, they are faced with intimidation, harassment, and the arbitrary arrest of journalists and critics to suppress dissenting voices. As an organization with presence across the globe, we condemn the current state of affairs and call on Tinubu to forget about his 2027 ambition. No genuine and concerned son or daughter of the Yoruba race will vote for him again, the union added. And Awopegba here says he has offered Nigerians nothing but pains and hardship from day one in office, but his ministers who live fat on the pains of Nigeria will have you believe that you live in another Nigerians other than the one they live. Now, there were so many tweets of people from the southwest, agreeing to this union, Majekobaje, saying that Tinubu should not return to office in 2027. And I think I am now beginning to see why Tinubu is so jittery, even when some people from the outside feel that he has everything in control. They feel that he controls the judiciary, he controls INEC, he has chosen returning officers that will work for him. Why is he still so afraid? Why does he still not want anybody to contest against him? Because as it is, he is infiltrating all political parties that he feel can field candidates. He has infiltrated Labour Party, infiltrated PDP, and is doing all he can to disorganize the ADC so that nobody will contest against him. And it is getting clearer and clearer why Tinubu is afraid to contest against anybody. He fears that even his own loyalists will turn against him because of his failure. He has weighed his failure. He has seen how massive it is, and he can't even do anything to turn it around anymore. So he's afraid that even the usual people that he rigs with may collect his money this time around and disgrace him in what is his final election in his political career. Because to be honest, anybody with a modicum of conscience, of emotion, will not support Tinubu in 2027. The person will just take his money. So these are the fears that he has. He is afraid that even if he chooses an INEC chairman, after paying the INEC chairman and everything, the person may work against him. Because even the Yorubas are now sitting down to say, look, this man is destroying this country. He should not continue. So these are his fears. This is why he does not want any opposition to stand. Southwest Nigeria rejecting him this much. Afenifere split into two because his faction never wanted Tinubu. Now the faction that supported him is complaining that the country is going through hell, that insecurity is taking over the region, and more groups are coming up. Out of about 247 groups supporting Tinubu nationwide, only 18 are left. The rest have gone. So even if they convene again by 2026 towards the election, he fears that it might be just to collect his money, that people will work against him for real this time. And if Nigerians actually want to have a country that they can call their own in the near future, this is what they must do. Everybody must come together, even if you are within the APC. Collect Tinubu's money and work against him, because this man is taking this country to a bottomless pit, and if he is not kicked out, this country will be forgotten. Anyway, make I leave am here, make I still enter town, make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because na because of una na I dey here. So don't go away, don't go away.